They say prison changes a man. It forces you to confront your deepest fears and desires, reshaping your very essence. But what about 24 hours in a health food prison? Could I handle it? Could I resist the temptations that lurk in every corner of my mind? That's what I wanted to find out. I decided to document every moment, every craving, and every victory. No chips, no pizza, just good, honest food. The kind that nourishes your body and soul. Now, I love a good salad as much as the next guy, but this wasn't about enjoyment. This was a challenge. A test of willpower and determination. Could I survive a day without giving in to my cravings? Could I push through the mental barriers and embrace a new way of living? Could I embrace the clean living, the kind that promises a healthier, more vibrant life? Honestly, the thought was a bit daunting. The idea of giving up my comfort foods felt like climbing a mountain. My usual routine involves quite a bit of butter, a sprinkle of salt, and a generous helping of indulgence, and maybe a cheeky bit of pudding after dinner. These little pleasures were my daily rewards, but for this experiment, those were all off limits. I had to say goodbye to my usual comforts. The rules were simple: whole foods, nothing processed, and a focus on natural ingredients. And absolutely no added sugar. Let the games begin. This was going to be an adventure, one that would test my limits and redefine my relationship with food. The first few hours were the hardest. I could feel every tick of the clock, each second dragging on as my stomach growled louder and louder. I'm not going to lie. It took every ounce of willpower to stay on track. I kept reminding myself why I started this journey. Around mid-morning, the aroma of baking bread from the bakery down the street nearly broke me. Oh, the temptation. The smell was intoxicating, and my resolve wavered. Then came lunchtime. My colleagues were all digging into juicy burgers and fries. The sight of them enjoying their meals made my mouth water. Me, I had a salad, a simple green salad that seemed so plain in comparison. Don't get me wrong, it was a delicious salad, packed with fresh veggies and a light vinaigrette. It was refreshing and crisp, but it lacked the indulgence I craved. But it wasn't a burger. It didn't have that satisfying, greasy goodness that I was yearning for. My stomach rumbled in protest. It was as if it was begging for something more substantial, something more filling. My taste buds staged a mutiny. They were not pleased with the healthy choices I was making. This health food thing was a tougher gig than I'd imagined. It was a constant battle between my mind and my cravings, a struggle to stay committed to my goals. But I'm not one to give up easily. I powered through the afternoon with a green smoothie, spinach, banana, almond milk, the works. It was surprisingly good. Dinner was a revelation. Grilled fish with roasted vegetables, simple, fresh, and bursting with flavor. Who knew healthy could taste this good? Section 4, A Moment of Truth, Almond Butter to the Rescue. This is the story of how a simple jar of almond butter became my unexpected hero. Later that evening, the sugar cravings hit hard. I could almost taste the sweetness of the desserts I was imagining. I was rummaging through the cupboards, about to cave and devour a pack of biscuits, when I spotted it. A jar of almond butter sitting quietly on the shelf. A jar of almond butter. It seemed to glow with the promise of a healthier choice. Now, I'm not usually one for almond butter, but desperate times call for desperate measures. I hesitated, wondering if it could really satisfy my cravings. I scooped a dollop onto a rice cake and took a bite. The creamy texture and nutty flavor were surprisingly delightful. And you know what? It hit the spot. My cravings were satisfied, and I felt good about my choice. That moment right there was a turning point. I realized that making healthier choices didn't have to be a struggle. I realized that healthy eating wasn't about deprivation. It was about discovering new, delicious alternatives that I could enjoy. It was about finding tasty alternatives. Almond butter had shown me that healthy eating could be both satisfying and enjoyable. Section 5, Breaking Free Lessons from my health food jailbreak. The next morning, I woke up feeling lighter and more energized than I had in ages. My 24-hour sentence was up. I'd survived. This experience was an eye-opener. It taught me about discipline, about the power of whole foods, and about listening to my body. It also taught me that almond butter is surprisingly delicious. So tell me, have you ever done a health food challenge? What were your biggest struggles and triumphs? Share your stories in the comments below.